Hello YouTube and welcome to our 18th Unity tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to give our character, Shao Kahn, some health. So last time, if you're following the series, we made our, just turn the speakers down, we made our bad guy look at us and shoot at us. However, when the fireballs hit us, it just bounces off, that's it. We can stand there getting hit forever, and that's not a fun game. So every game you can think of has a life. I actually can't think of any game that doesn't. Yes, pretty much every game has a life. Pong, Mario, Sonic, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, everything has a health. So as you can see, here's some examples of health bars. The most common one is the progress bar, which is basically mostly a box, and it has one colour on it, and as you get hit it goes down, or numbers, it goes down and down. When you reach 0 you're dead. And there are many types of progress bars. The most common is a box, but you can also have rounded ones, where I saw that earlier, can't find that no more. But yeah, you can have boxes, rounded ones like that where it goes down. That's like a 3D view of it, but that's not what we're going to do. You can have coins like this, so when you die your coins tick down, and when you reach 0 another health is added. So in our game I'm going for this kind of progress bar, or this one. So it's black background kinda, and it's fully green, and when you get hit it shows the red. So to start this, you want to open up your favourite photo editing software. You can use any software: Paint, Paint.net, GIMP, Macromedia / Adobe, Fireworks, even use Flash if you like. I'm going to use Photoshop because I just like Photoshop better. So to start, open up a new document and make it 400 by 100. You don't have to use this, but I'm going to use this for our example because it's a good size in Unity, which is this. So if you want to know how to maximize it, you just put your mouse where you want to maximize and press space. You can do it in the scene view or anything. So here, I want the progress bar or health to be here or here. I don't know which one, but that's what we're going to do basically today. So we've got this, and as you can see I've already made it transparent. That doesn't matter because we're just going to stick a black background on it. So if you click your fill bucket and make the background black, that's what I'm going to do. And if I don't know if you can see this or if it's just my monitor, but if you see the transparency still behind it like a border, just ignore that. If you zoom in it goes away, if you zoom out it goes away. So yeah, so in Photoshop, to make it align easy so it doesn't look a mess because it'll do everyone's heading, I'm just going to enable the grid view by going to view, show and grid, which is like that. So as you can see we have the pixel grid. So yeah, and what I'm going to do is create another layer top of this and make the colour red. So this will be for when we damaged, and just paste it on top, and then make another one and we'll make it green. This will just be a standard progress bar, and you'll see how it'll work in a minute. But so here we have it. We want the black one on the top, the green one on below, and then the red one on the bottom. As you can see, it doesn't look very good. So what you do is automatically Photoshop should have snap to grid on, but if it don't, go to view, snap, tick snap, and then snap to make sure grid selected, and you won't feel it, but if you click in this corner here and then drag a box around it, you'll feel it snap. And I'm just going to do it so there's a 1 pixel barrier wide, just so it's neat, and press delete. So as you can see we have our green health bar. And now, so that's full health. So if we file, save as, and then if we go back to Photoshop, right click our project and show in Explorer. If we go into our textures and create a new folder, we'll call it HUD for heads up display, which is our life, shield, whatever else we want. And in here we are going to stick all our textures. So if we copy this URL for our Windows Explorer and paste it into whatever, so we can save. For this example, if we ever want to go back and edit it, I'm going to keep it as a PSD, but I'm pretty sure Unity can handle many different types: JPEGs, bitmaps, anything you want. So I'm going to call this one full_health, like that. All good. So that's our full health done. But now, to make it look like it's going to fade down, what you're going to do is click on the green layer and then scale it down. So Control T on Photoshop, and then if it's got snap on, you'll feel it snap to the grid. I'm going to move it down, so 1 point, so it looks like that. Click tick, and then save again. Save as, don't click save, and we'll call it. Well, first better count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it's 26, so we'll call this. So full health's 26. Yeah, so we'll call this one 25. Just, you can call it 25, it don't matter what you call it. Shrunk it again. I don't know that one. But save as. This one will be 24. Like so. So as you can see, this is going to take me a while. A progress bar can be as big as you want, but I'm going to have 23, and I've got a feeling none of you want to sit through this doing this, so I'm simply going to skip this and do 22 and just keep doing this. So BRB after I've done. Hey YouTube, so I'm back and I did all 26 of them, and for the last one where it was completely empty, I just added a little text called dead and I added a border to it, made it look better. And don't worry about the pixel grid. When you actually show it in game, the grid will be gone and it'll just look like that, which looks really cool. So I did actually originally mess this up. As you can see, I have my 26 or 27, if you want to count that, PSD files, and I was one ahead, so the 1 was -1 for some strange reason. So yeah, so when you go back to Unity, it will all import, and if you go where you installed it, as you can see, it says dead, and then number 2 is slightly up, and it goes up and 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 up, all the way to full health. This 26 does have health missing, you can't see it, but it actually does. So there's our health, all 26 of them. So that's all done. Now we go to our scripts, and we need to create a new script for it, and I'm going to place this in player stats, since there's a health as a player's stat. So right click, create new JavaScript, all good, and we will call this player_health. All good. So we're going to do a quick thing and attach it to the player, like so. There we go. As you can see, it's there. So open it up in whatever. I'm going to use Notepad as usual. And to start, we're going to make a new note under there and call it health textures, like so. So for this one, we are going to create var. What to call it? Health 27. We'll start at 27, and this will be a GUI texture. No, texture 2D, like so. Capital T on the texture, capital D on 2D, and like that. And now we need, if you click on the end of the line in Notepad++, press Control D. We need to duplicate this around 27 times. 26 to do it. So 27 is full, 21 is completely empty. Hopefully that's enough. There shouldn't be any more variables for that unless you want to add more, but I think that's pretty good size for now. So it's a shame we can't hide all that for now, but yeah. So now what we want to do is below this make a new note and call it players. In fact, we'll call this integers. Integers. I can't spell that. Integers. Learn how to spell. Yes, right. So we'll create a new variable, call this player_health. This will equal what's our full health? We'll call it 27. We'll have an odd number, even though it will still work, but it'll look weird. However, we want this to be so any script can call this and say, oh, lose health or something like that. Like if we want a mission where our character falls out an helicopter or something, and like I don't know, he starts on minimal health, we'll be able to call it from that script. So we'll have this script packed. What we could do is just add the word static in front, which means public in this. However, if you go to the C programming languages, static usually means a standard variable which can't be edited. So yeah. So to start, we're going to start with something new. What I've not taught you is called a switch statement. So for all these, we could easily just go, if player's health equaled 27, then the texture would be that. If player 26, that 25, 24, 23, we would have a long list of if statements. However, a case statement takes all this and makes it really short, basically, so I don't have to keep putting if, blah 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 blah. And you'll see it compared to all, like, having hundreds of lines of if statements to about 50 really short ones. So yeah, so under integers, we're going to create one more variable, and we will call it textures, like so. I know we've already got health textures, but yeah, and we'll create a new variable, call this player. In fact, we'll call this health GUI. A GUI is a graphical user interface, which is basically what we can see with our eyes, so we don't just see code. And we will make this be a GUI texture. All first four letters capital, rest not. So like that. So this, we will put our actual texture in for our actual health, which we will put on in a minute, which we probably should have done before this, but oh well. And then what we will do is make all these textures change. So if 27 equals 27th texture, this will be the texture of that, and 26 will be 26 texture, which will give the appearance of it going down. So to start, we write the word switch, open our bracket, and in an if statement you would have to type player health dot player health to get it. Yeah, but in the switch statement, all you do is simply put it in like so, and it will find it. And open our brackets, and now we'll type case. I think that's right. Yeah, case, and then we want case 27. So we'll start at 27, colon, enter, tab. Yeah, and then we'll go. So basically, if it equals 27, player underscore health. No, sorry. Health GUI dot texture equals health 27. So that should work. And after this, we put break like so. And then what we do is we highlight all this up to here, Control D, and we need to do this 26 times. So much fun, but it will look awesome when it's done. Hopefully, if it's right. If not, we're going to make a mess of this. But if we're not, all we have to do is simply add a small texture in. So I've got a feeling you don't want to see me do this, but you basically do this all the way to 1. So I'm going to pause the video here and come back after I've done. Hello YouTube, so we're back, and I've done all 27 case statements. Didn't take that long, but I did find an error. If we click here at top of case 27, hold shift, I think it's shift on a Mac, and go to the bottom break, and then go to edit, and well, just press Control F. I don't know where it is on a Mac. Go to find and replace, and type in capital T texture. That went wrong. Oh, there, and capital T texture. We want to find that texture, and then we need to replace it with texture lowercase. So replace, all done. Now if we save it, I've gone all the way to number 1, and from 27, and health GUI dot texture equals health 1, and it's gone all the way up like so to 27. So if we minimize that, you will see no errors there, and this, we have all our textures. So much fun. So now what we want to do is create our actual health GUI here. So what we will do is we'll go to game object, create other, GUI texture. So as you can see in our code, we called it GUI texture. So we're getting somewhere now. So as you can see, it says Unity. That's good, but it's now our health bar. So in our GUI texture properties here, we can see where it says Unity watermark in texture. Go to our textures and find full health here. Clink. There we go, we have our texture, except it's a bit squashed. So if we go to the width and make it what we made it in Photoshop, which was 400, and then make it the height of 100, it's way too big. So what we can do is half it evenly so it doesn't look messed up, like 250. That's good. So 200 width and 50 height for me, so I don't know what it will be for you. Don't mess around with the colour because that'll, well, I don't want to do it because it messes up, but it'll make it a weird colour, and then you'll be sat there for ages wondering why. But yeah, so we'll change the name to player underscore health underscore h.u.d, player underscore HUD. Yeah, so now we need to position it where we're going to. Don't use the position like you usually would. If you do, it will zoom off. Look, so as you can see, it's very difficult to control where it's going because it's so fast. You could sit there all editing the results, or you could just use the pixel insert. This is much easier. As you can see, if we grab it, so slow and so much more accurate. So what we need to do is you press space on your game view, you can see where it's going to be. So we don't want it here, so what we'll do is keep moving it across on the x-axis. So change this to 300, minus 300. As you can see, we're going there, and it loves to mess up. There we go. Drag it down more. 400. Oh, 400 was good. Nope, I think 410. You could sit here for hours and just get it perfect, but that's good enough. And for the Y, I'm going to change it from like 250. Oh no, that's minus, so get rid of the minus. There we go. Oh, nearly there. 60. That's good enough. There we go. So for me, it is with X minus 410 and Y 260 positive. So there we go. We have our health. All good. However, it has no way to choose what it wants. So what we'll have to do though is if we eventually, like, we want to publish our game, it will have to be free unless you buy the license, but still we want to publish it, that's why we're here. So if you go to a different free aspect or different view mode, different people's monitor sizes, as you can see, it just stays there for our size. So what we'll have to eventually do is create a script so it's like controls itself to the boundaries of whatever monitor it is, so it's always in the right place, so we are always good. So what we'll do now is go back to our character and find where it says health GUI and drag our player HUD into it. I wouldn't suggest putting this with the character because it may mess up, so just keep it out. It can't be touched, it's got no collision, you can click on it, it won't do anything, so it's all good. As you can see, we've equipped it, that's good. But now we need to equip every single one of these. Yes, it is painstaking, but it is so going to be worth it when you see the ending. So, 26, 25, 24, and I'm going to stop the video here because I'm assuming you don't want to see me doing this boring job, so back in a minute. Okay, and I'm back. I've equipped every single one of the textures, which took, well, it didn't take that long, but yeah. So at the moment this won't work because there is nothing saying in any script that when we are hit by the enemy fireball that it should take away from our health. So there is an easy fix for this because all we have to do is make a little script, and we've partially already done the script. So if we go to our enemy and click enemy collisions, this is the basic script here in which we need. So we just copy that, change it around a tiny bit, and we're all good. So if we create a new script in player stats, yeah, and we'll call it JavaScript player underscore health underscore controls. So this is the controls for our health. Click that. You may think that the other one was the controls, but it's dodgy, yeah. So we're just going to call it that because we can. So as you can see here, it's player health. In the player health, the same name, which is a bit weird, but yeah. So in the enemy collisions, we will copy this and paste it in here. You can just type it all out, but to keep it short, we're just going to do it like this. So change the on collision state to on trigger enter. And I'm not sure if I've talked about triggers already, but a trigger is like a switch. So the switch is in the off state all the time, and it's constantly checking it. But if an object, which is a trigger, a hand or something, which activates this trigger when it hits it, the trigger will turn on, or the switch will turn on, enabling all this code here. So we can delete one of these because we only have one enemy bullet, and it will check for any collider which is hitting it. We don't have collisions because the trigger is invisible and it will go straight through. So we change the collision to collider. Yeah, that's right. And the call is the same. So if the call is a collider, then and the game object name of it is fireball, which is no, because then we're going to hurt ourselves. However, if we go to our prefabs and enemy bullet and rename it, and don't forget it's got the clone after, so keep that on. Enemy bullet clone, then the enemy life will die. No, we don't want to die. They don't need to die for us. So what we'll do is call it player health dot player health minus equals 1, which basically means go to the player's health script, which is there, and then go to the player health variable, which is here, and then get the total of it and then minus it by 1, which we've done. So now if we equip this to our, there we go, no errors, equip this to our character, minus that, and here, see, it's all good. But at the moment the enemy bullet isn't a trigger, it will hit us and then just bounce off, and we don't want that. What we need to do is the is trigger, make it an is trigger, and then play it. So now when it hits us, our life should go down when it starts. There we go. Ding. There you go. Our health is going down. However, if you look at the bottom and the noise, we are getting paid for taking a beating. Yes, it will be the ultimate game ever because you just walk into a group of people and get shot. But it's not what we want. So we can dodge it, and we could just keep getting hit and it'll eventually show the dead sign. It'll go all the way down. And what we'll need to do eventually is create a barrier, so when it reaches 0 we die, and then it doesn't just keep going down and down and down and down. Because at the moment when we die, it just shows the dead sign and that's it. So what we'll have to do for that next tutorial, because it's getting really long, this tutorial, is that we are going to change the audio on some of the sounds. This has nothing to do with the health, but as if you know the Falcon Punch, which is extremely loud compared to the Hadouken, which is quiet. So we're going to use Audacity. So if you want to download that to your computers now, it is completely free and it works really well for basic audio editing. What we're going to do is change some of this, get the enemy fireball, like I said last time, and take off this bit here, the beginning bit and the end bit, so it's like, and then it's like it is now, if you get me. Yeah. And also what we need to do is, if you look at our scripts for, which one is it, money, our collection is just on trigger enter, which we've used, but then any trigger where it hits does that. I did say this when we was designing it, and it's a simple fix. All we do is add the name there, and we'll be doing that next tutorial. So thank you for watching. Please like the video, because you know, if you liked it, it's all good, and make your games best. Thanks for watching.